the after of my hair. I just put it up on my Insta stories, like the before, like after it dried with the Brazilian blowout naturally, and then after, and I just curled it. But also too, I wanted to do something like a little demo today. I'm going to cut Nathan's hair.
Hi, Kim.
So we're not going to cut all of his hair. We're just going to cut his sideburns because he doesn't really like them right now. But then after this, we're going to do like a little balayage on him. A little demonstration. So how's everyone doing? We are currently in Colorado enjoying this beautiful weather. It's like pretty amazing out here. But I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. But we're just basically like cutting his sideburns because they're a little bit, you know.
A little bushy.
A little bushy. But Nathan and I have been like definitely having some interesting conversations regarding like, you know, everything that's been happening with Black Lives Matter. And just wanted to see how everybody was because I feel like last week was super intense.
Yeah, it's definitely a very emotional week for a lot of people.
Yeah, and it was actually pretty emotional for us too because we had some convos.
Yep.
That were not fun. So see, like his sideburn now is better.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to move to this one.
Compared to this one here. So
yeah, so if you compare, exactly, if you compare like these two, let me get out of the way. Because the the white wall, no, slow, like look ahead.
Oh, okay.
They can totally see.
Yeah.
So I just did that. Let me take this out. So we're just cleaning up his sideburns, and then I'm going to do like a little balayage on him.
Yeah.
Because he got balayage, but it's been like, when was the last time we did it?
It must have been December, maybe November, December in there.
Yeah.
That's been a while.
Oh, Kim. Hey, Kim.
Yeah.
Wow, Kim Krabs. She's amazing. She was my client forever and ever. First time I moved to LA.
Wow. That's awesome.
So for you people that don't know whose hair I'm cutting, this is Nathan. He's my boyfriend.
Hi there.
But I think everybody knows who he is. Like people that follow me, like I think I've only not met 3 or 4 people. So everybody pretty much knows who he is.
Looks like you gave me a pigtail from this angle.
But like I said, we've been talking, like having conversations about things that are happening, and last week was very intense, I think, for everybody. And this week we kind of had to like, well, I know I did. I had to basically kind of regroup and just like.
I think we're kind of stepping back a little bit.
Well, it's not even like stepping back. It's like I just needed to like chill because it was just too much for me. It was a lot. But I've been seeing a lot of people say, oh, well, now that, you know, now are we going to actually still pay attention to Black Lives Matter, like after the election is done? And I definitely am. I don't know how you guys are feeling about it. But like I said, this week I just kind of had to take a little bit of a break because it was a lot. Okay, so we're going to kind of talk about random stuff, but then at the same time I'm going to just do his balayage because he likes some lighter pieces in there, and balayage is amazing for really anyone, especially for someone that has his color hair. I feel like people that have this color hair and they want to have like that naturally blonde kind of color is perfect for them. People like me that want to not have like brassiness or any kind of red or orange tones in my hair, balayage is not going to be your best bet unless you're someone like me. I actually love warm tones. So if you love warm tones, balayage is for you. If you hate warm tones, don't let anyone do balayage on you. If you have hair color like mine that's really dark naturally, because you will get warm tones with balayage, because you'll see You don't put it in foils, so if there's basically like the color just sits in your hair and it processes it. So that's why it works really well for like hair color like Nathan's or lighter. All right, let me get the color.
I was really happy with the small balayage that Giovanna did, just because it was great for the winter time, not being able to get a lot of sun. So my hair would have normally gotten a good bit darker. Since we've been here in Colorado, I feel like it's lightened a little bit, so just overall it looks lighter than it was before. But I still get to touch up some of that.
Yeah, and in Colorado, like the sun here is intense.
Yeah, it's actually...
Like, look how dark I've gotten.
Yeah, it's actually stronger than Joshua Tree.
It's crazy. Okay. So, balayage is actually one of my favorite things to do. I learned how to do this like a long time ago. Probably like 2006, so it's been around for a while. And it's great. I really love it.
You look like an artist with her palette.
Well, this is not my normal palette. I don't really like this one, to be honest with you. It feels a little awkward, but it will be fine.
Yeah, you can't put your thumb through it.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean, my thumb?
Like, like the artist's palette, like when they're painting pictures.
Oh.
That big brown palette you put your thumb through.
No, I don't know that.
That's just like the stereotypical like palette.
Oh, really?
Thing. Yeah.
Oh.
I'll show you a picture. I know what I mean.
I don't think my other one had. See, this is too damn big. See, I'm not digging this. So yeah, I'm really weird about my things I use, so I'm just gonna not.
All right. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to go offline until you get your other palette.
Yeah, I had another palette, but when you travel, it's so freaking hard. So now I'm just gonna use my hands, because usually my palette I use to kind of brush on the ends. And then what I like to do is kind of go in there and lightly kind of take some of this balayage out. I usually do it with like the tip of my brush, or I usually do it like with my fingers. But the tension is key. You don't want to do it too hard. That's why you gotta be careful with this balayage in business. It looks easy, but it's not. So what do you want to talk about, Nathan?
Let's see. It's gotta switch gears here. I've been working all day.
Poor guy. I'm like, let's go. Come on. Like, let me balayage you.
Oh no, I'm excited for the balayage. I just gotta get in the right talking mindset.
In the right talking mindset.
Yeah. It's been gorgeous over here. Like, for people that haven't seen Giovanna's story, it actually snowed like on Monday, just out of nowhere, and then it just all disappeared as quickly as it came. It was Tuesday. Tuesday it snowed. So it's strange. It's down in the 30s and it snowed about 4 or 5 inches, enough to open up the ski slopes. I'm sure some people were really longing for the slopes to be open again.
Yeah, so the deal is too, like, we're in Breckenridge, Colorado, which we've never been. We went to Denver first. Denver's cool, it's chill, but it's like, pretty much like any cosmopolitan or like any big city.
It's like a kind of medium-sized city.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, well, how would you describe Denver?
So it's definitely chill. It's a very active city. So it's got lots of like bike paths, nature trails, parks, which is always exciting. And of course, there's a downtown area, some cute neighborhoods. I was kind of surprised that it's a little bit more spread out and harder to walk than I envisioned. I thought it'd be a little bit more walkable, but I think that depends on the neighborhood you're in.
For sure. Yeah.
So we were by Congress Park, which is fairly walkable. Just during the day, there's more happening than at night. It looks like things still shut down pretty early, and then just the main street, like the big street we were near, just got a little sketch at night too. So we definitely we're in at a certain time.
Yeah, it's kind of like downtown LA. I felt like that area, because the protests were going on too, you had to be a little bit more aware. But I feel like if it was any other time, It's just like downtown LA. It has a lot of homeless, which I was surprised. But you know, they're pretty much harmless. I mean, they are in DTLA, but I don't know how the homeless situation is here. Are they harmless? Are they not? Like, I just don't know.
I mean, this just seemed like, you know, people hanging out.
Okay. So how would you just? Okay, so now we know that Breckenridge, they call it Breck.
Yeah, Breck.
Yeah. So how would you describe Breck?
So Breck is, it's definitely cute. I've heard it's not as highfalutin as like Vail or Aspen. Like Vail's one town over. But otherwise it's got like a lot of cute walking shops, endless hiking, and looks like some really great skiing as well. But it's just really chill. Everybody here is just really laid back, and I mean, honestly, the weather's really great for people that don't like a lot of hot weather.
Oh my God!
So,
actually, I love it.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna be cold. You know, it's kind of in the 50s and 60s all day.
Can you tilt your head to the left?
That's
or
the
to my right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. So I've liked it. A couple cute eateries here and there. So I mean, hopefully we'll spend more time here. It seems like a good place to get away from the summer heat. You know.
Lately.
Coffee's done.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like, the weather here is ridiculous. No people of color here. Like,
Yeah,
zero.
you're kind of the darkest person we've seen.
I'm pretty much, no, I've seen some people, but if you're coming here for diversity, it ain't happening. For sure. There's no diversity here, which is, to me, it's fine.
We'll talk a lot about it, but
I mean, I haven't heard anybody talk about it.
well, I'm not going to name names live, but
Who? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
with the Skate for Change and the like our Airbnb hosts and I'm saying people here will pay lip service to diversity, but there's really no racial diversity to be found.
Zero. So we're gonna move on to the next one. Which, by the way, for me, I've been used to, like, I'm Latina, but I'm kind of ambiguous sometimes. Like, people think I'm mixed with black, mixed with like, what is it? Have I got Middle Eastern? I've kind of got a lot of different types, especially because I'm tall. I'm 5'8", so that kind of mixes people up.
Yeah.
But I love that because I like being ambiguous. But it's just funny because, like, our Airbnb host, she's really nice, but she was first of all, she was calling me Giovanni. I hate that fucking shit. Like, I cannot stand it. People, like, don't say my name right. And I always correct them, but for some reason I was not correcting her. And so Nathan, like, ended up correcting her, but I still don't think she got it. But I was like, why didn't I correct her? Like, why didn't I do that? Because I always, like, it doesn't matter who it is I'm talking to. If they, like, screw up my name, I'm like, no, it's Giovanna.
Well, I mean, we're like on our way out the door, so I think we were just kind of got us off guard when.
Yeah, and then homegirl, like, asked me. She's like, oh, you know, my son needs a haircut. Like,
here we go.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I hate that. When people ask me, they automatically learn I'm a hairstylist. And then they think, oh, this is going to be something real easy for you. Like, oh, this is just like one, like, the post office. I'm like, I'm not, no.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the presumption that you're not, like, it's not your day off, or that, you know, it's easy. Like, oh yeah, like, let me just, you know, take 15 minutes and give somebody a trim or. Exactly.
Like, I'm sorry, but my men's haircuts take me probably 45 minutes to an hour. Short hair is super hard. Plus, I like to be very specific on things I do. I'm not just like that girl that goes in with, like, you know, clippers. No, I do all my cuts with shears only.
Dry cuts.
And actually, I don't like to do buzz cuts. I don't like to do any kind of buzz cuts. I like long hair like this, you know, where I have to shape it and stuff. So, I was just like, I was offended. I was like, no. But I didn't say anything. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, I just wish she called you Giovanni one more time instead of going with, like, the, hey, can you give my kid a haircut kind of thing.
I was just like, all right, that's cool. But I will say that everybody's been, like, super nice here. The ski slopes aren't open because of COVID. But apparently you can, like, ski in the snow here like Mammoth. But we're not big skiers. Like, I've skied a couple of times. And Nathan, I don't think you've skied, right?
No, I know too many people who've like had people die from skiing, so I'm just kind of avoid that.
You just do
She'll win me over.
You'll do the bunny slips though. Like you need to have like a lesson.
Okay.
I'm serious. Skiing is fun, but I don't do intermediate or that like dangerous stuff because that shit scares me.
Oh, you know, like 2 days after we start skiing, I'm like, come on, baby, let's go do some black diamonds.
No, I'm not doing that. Nope.
Nah, it'll be fun though. Like I've wanted to try skiing, so that'll be good.
So I'm doing this, you know, like balayage for anybody that's watching. I'm actually gonna post this on my video thing. But basically, we're just gonna let this sit for like 30 minutes. We'll probably go outside to the patio so that the sun can, you know, make it help to
Bake.
Yeah, help to bake it. I mean, basically doing hair color is like cooking. You just have to know like what you're cooking and how to cook it. You know, like what you're cooking it in, what you're cooking with. I don't even know if that's making any sense. But, because also too, like the elevation here, like when we went on our hike yesterday, it was crazy. Like we were like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. So we're like 9,100 feet above sea level, and then LA I think is like 30.
For real?
So it's like you're right on the beach. So it's
that's right.
It's definitely a big change. I think even like Joshua Tree is only like 3,000-4,000 feet tops.
Yeah, we were at Joshua
So it's
Tree
been a big
once.
change for us.
So I can't read if anybody has any comments. I don't even know if anybody's like looking at us. But like I said,
They always watching.
like I said, we're just gonna start doing some more of these lives and then just kind of talking about stuff because we definitely have some stuff to share. And for me personally, like looking into a camera and talking, it's really hard for me to do that. Like I've had like when we've talked about certain like BLM topics or like one of my friends on here, she sends me articles that are super hard for me to read. I mean, I can read them, but I don't fully understand what the article is saying. And it's not because I can't read, it's just because like the way it's presented to me, it's a lot of very scholarly kind of stuff that I can't understand. So then I asked Nathan to break it down for me because I feel like a lot of us want to know what's happening, but I don't know, I'll just talk for myself, but like some of the things that is confusing me, like policies and like stats, right, that have been going on with, you know, with Black Lives Matter, you know, that's coming out. I'm very confused by it. I don't know who else is because I just don't know how to read that stuff. So it's great to have someone like, you know, Nathan break it down for me, and then, you know, we really talk about it. And I was telling him, I was like, I want to have these conversations live because I know there's other people like me where they're like hearing all this stuff, but they don't really understand, like they don't fully get the concept until it's broken down, until like I break it down, like he tells me, and then I break it down in my own words, and then, you know, I get it. And then also too, there's been like conversations we've had, and he doesn't understand where I'm coming from, and so we've had to like keep talking about it. And so it's been uncomfortable. Like there's been conversations we've had where it's been really
Screaming matches.
basically where I'm like, I don't want to be with you anymore. So,
yeah, it's honestly, it seems like it's fucking bullshit, but it seems like a lot of couples, not a lot, but there's a couple of couples that seem like this has kind of been the straw that broke the camel's back for their relationship.
yeah, and it should be like if you can't talk about this stuff, like
I don't know if it's can't talk or can't agree.
no, I mean no, it's talking about it because I feel like this is a very hot topic, but I feel like if you can't have open communication as a couple, and especially like after you have kids and stuff, it gets so much more complicated. So I just feel like I'm really glad that we went through that because, oh, can you look up like that? Yeah.
Right.
I'm really glad we went through that because I felt like we got to know each other better.
Yeah, certainly.
And we've been together like almost, 4 years in.
Yeah, like 3.5 now.
3.5.
Yeah.
So I get I'm so messy. Like this is actually like my outfit that I do color in all the time. So, well, actually, I made it my uniform, because I just am kind of messy, and especially with bleach, you kind of get it everywhere.
Yep.
So. Yeah, look up like that. Yeah. So maybe some of you are wondering why I don't like put this in foil, or why I'm putting nothing in between the balayage sections. And it's because when you do know how to do a good balayage, like the balayage that's on the hair is on the hair, but then underneath, if you apply the right tension, there's no bleach under here. That's the way I mean, it's hard to show them, so maybe another time. But that's the way to do correct balayage. Because I see some people out there and they just like, I mean, just lay that balayage in there so thick. And I'm just like, how is that not seeping through? Because that's not the way I learned. And I don't know, I've seen some really bad balayages in my life. Like when I worked in the salon.
Probably more bad than good, so practice a lot.
Actually, yeah. I mean, I've been doing this since 2006, before it was like super cool, like before the balayage word came out. So, but that's actually like one of the things that I love about my industry is that you're constantly learning. Like, I follow like this cool chick.
That altitude getting to you?
I don't know.
It's the elevation.
Like you get talking.
Yeah, we get tired super easy because you're like moving around, you're talking.
We've taken so many naps.
Oh yeah.
I'm tired.
Well, they say it takes a week or two to get used to it. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, and we're staying here like a little bit longer because we love it so much, and the hiking here is unreal. But back to balayage. So that's what I love about my industry, because I'm just like, it's always like changing. It's always evolving. And I love that. I really do. But I'm really like loving having these conversations too, because I've been wanting to do something like this, like talk about all kinds of different things that are current, and that's one of the things that, I love about Nathan, is that he's very open to talking about different things. And I think that's one of the reasons our relationship works, because I'm very curious, and so, I ask him questions about stuff, and then he's open to, different kinds of conversations. So we just want, or actually I asked him, I was like, hey, can we like do this as a couple, like share our thoughts.
Let's try it out. I got a fun one for you.
What?
Do you think anybody's going to go like backwards into lockdown? Kind of once the coronavirus is back in the news cycle?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I could see like in LA, we follow what's going on with LA and coronavirus a lot, but I could see like Mayor Garcetti being really, really trying to save face with how he's handled the reopening, and kind of use that as a justification to have people stay home again, or close businesses, or things like that.
That guy's okay, don't vote for him again. Like, if for anybody that hasn't lived in downtown LA and we voted for Prop HHH, that prop was supposed to, basically we voted yes. What was that, like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, for like and that's like $1.5 billion.
Was it? No, it wasn't billion.
Was it 105? No, I think it's like over $1 billion in bond issues.
For real?
Yeah.
Anyway, don't just Google it, Prop HHH. Basically, it was supposed to be funding for housing for the homeless. Nothing has been done. Nothing. That dude is a fucking scammer. Do not vote for Garcetti. Firsthand, I know that if I can talk about anything, is that dude. Do not vote for him. Because he's a joke.
Man, I mean, it kind of jives with my whole reservation about voting for anyone who has like relatives in politics. So for example, like his dad was Gil Garcetti, who was another LA staple. You know, he was the DA for LA during like Rodney King and O.J. Simpson and those things. So he's got kind of like this legacy that I think it really allows people to rise that don't deserve to rise. That's nepotism.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like nepotism?
Unless I'm doing it now.
Yeah, I've been given a job with nepotism with my brother. He gave me a job.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like the job, so of course I'm not doing it. That was before hair, but I don't know. I don't like nepotism in I guess the political world.
Yeah, it just gets really shady. You know, you have like.
I'm just looking at your hair.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm pretty much done.
All right.
I'm just kind of going through and like right at the root, I don't like it to be too heavy with the product, so I'm kind of just brushing. After I put it in, I'm going in and just kind of like lightly brushing it off because what's that word I'm looking for? It mutes it. So for example, like if I kept it still heavy at the root, then it will be too heavy. Like the product will look, like the highlight will be too heavy. So that's why.
It'll look kind of chunky or?
Yeah, too stripy. Like right now it looks super stripy, and this is the way it looks when balayage is done. It looks so stripy, so you're just like, I don't even know what's happening. But that's totally normal because once you take it off, it blends if you apply it correctly. That's why right at the root, I'm just lightly rubbing it off. Now that I'm done with everything, because then you get a very soft, almost like in very, very light coloring at the root, and then as it goes out towards the ends, it gets more bright, and that is true balayage. It should be more like rootier, so to speak, at the root, and then as it goes towards the ends, it should be like brighter, because it's supposed to be kind of like what the sun does. Okay, so we're gonna let this process, and then I'll just put an after picture.
All right, how long are we baking for?
30 minutes.
Bake for 30 minutes.
Yes, outside.
Outside.
So if you didn't have outside sun or a patio, you basically, I say do it room temperature. I don't like heating implements. I never use them. Even when I have somebody that has really dark hair and I'm lightening them up with foils, I don't use heat because I feel like it just opens up that cuticle like way too much, and then it just damages your hair. But thanks for joining us.
Yeah, all right, gang. Good talk. Keep washing your hands and be safe out there. All right.
Okay, Natty. The other way.
I have a great stylist.
That's what I'm talking. Can you run your hands to the right side?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.